are oppressed. We are exploited. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
How great I am.
If you're some man of the rock,
You want first place, come play with me. You want second place, go somewhere else.
Let us sing forever. Let us play forever.
Wake your ass up. Awaken the beast inside.
Ways.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Ways episode. This is Mohammed.
I'm Osama.
And welcome to the Ways podcast. We're excited to have everyone here and listening. This is not a random or unique episode. It's an episode in the making. Growing up, myself and Osama and everyone else back in the days, whether you had an iPod video, nano, watching, much music videos, or just being outside during those era, you see a figure, you see a face. And when you saw this person, he carried the torch. Before The Weeknd, Justin Bieber, Drake, Tory Lanez, you name it, he was the person holding it down. And his legacy, his significance to the Toronto, Canada scene on the music industry as a whole, that should not only be recognized, should not only be studied, but should be really reviewed as to what this person did for the culture. And when we talk about the culture, it means a lot. And you can't just talk about the culture today without acknowledging those who paved the pathway. And without a doubt, this person carried it on his back. And that's why we're so excited to have Danny Fernandes. Welcome to the Waste Podcast, sir. Welcome.
You guys are making me blush, man.
That was an amazing introduction.
We gotta give
good, bro. Thanks.
We gotta give you your flowers, man. We got to give you your flowers.
Thanks. I
You deserve it.
appreciate it, man.
100%.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The first thing I want to ask you, like right off the bat, when it comes to your music videos, what makes you very distinguished? Like when I was watching and growing up, obviously R&B videos goes a two ways, whether like as a person who's singing and you have a person that does the song and is dancing. With you, you always had a solo like dance break, like a solo part in the video where you have like a scene, where you have a routine. It's very unique because not a lot of people can actually pull it off as far as the song, the story, and the whole way it flowed. But the fact that you did that, obviously it's reminiscent of Michael Jackson, Usher, Justin Timberlake. Like, where did it come from to have that solo dance break in your videos? Who was some of your influences?
I mean, I was a dancer before I started singing, so I just wanted to make that known that that's what I was doing before I was even had a microphone in my hand. So I always asked if we can put like a little maybe 20-second or 30-second like clip of just me just dancing, because that's what I did. Like before any of that, I was a dancer. So I just felt like it was important to me to have that so people can recognize that not only do I sing, but I dance as well.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Like as you said, Mo, like for growing up, like you were the guy who I would listen to like every single day. I remember even entering my high school, like song like Private Dance would automatically be playing in my school. So did you feel at the time of you making music that you had to put Toronto on your back?
I didn't even feel like that, to be honest, bro. I was just doing it because it's what I love to do, and it just happens that I'm from Toronto. And like I said, like you guys said, before Drake, before Justin Bieber, before all these people, there was nobody else but my brother doing it, and Masari and whoever else was around at that time. But I never really thought of it like that. Like it only came known like, oh, a Drake's putting Toronto on, or someone's putting Toronto on. Like in that time, me for myself, I never thought of it that way, because I saw Toronto as this is the city where I live, and that's where I grew up. I never thought about other people who were, it's just I didn't think of that at that point in time.
Tell us about your story growing up, because you said you were a dancer before a singer. And obviously, unless people got to hear your story, you wouldn't know. So we'd automatically just assume that you're a person who sings that happens to dance. But you said you were a dancer first. So what made you become a dancer growing up? Tell us about your story.
I wanted to play hockey when I was a kid. Like every other kid wants to play hockey. And they were just like, no, it's too dangerous. So I was like, okay. So they ended up putting me in dance classes. And when I started, I hated it. It's like me in a room with a bunch of chicks, like young little girls. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is this what I want to do? And then after a while, I started enjoying it, and then I got good. Because when I started, I was terrible. I mean, that's how you are with everything. You start something, you're not very good at it, and then you practice and practice and practice, you obviously get better. And then it came to a point where I got really, really good. And then I was at some dance competition, and some agent or something approached my mother, and asked if I would be willing to sign to their talent agency. So I ended up doing that. And then I was doing like a bunch of commercials, and I started doing background dancing for a lot of other artists. And then I still did it till I was like 19 years old. And then it came to the point where I was like 17 or 16. I started singing like as a joke for like fun. Because I was like, you know what? I'm behind all these people all the time. Like, I know I could be that guy in the front where people are behind me. And then I got a break. And then it was just like everything happened so fast. And it was just like, okay, I guess this is what I'm doing now. You know? Like, it started off as me, like, just playing around. And then it became serious real quick.
If you can go back in time and like make it work that you would play hockey, would you end up pursuing becoming a hockey player?
If I could go back in time and change what I did at that point, what happened to me probably wouldn't have happened to me, so I wouldn't go back and change it, that's for sure. Now, knowing what had come from the dancing, then for sure I wouldn't have gone back and changed it.
One thing I want to ask you is like success, because before you have a record deal, the goal is to get a record deal. And once you get a record deal, the goal is to record, put on an album, and obviously grow a fan base and become big as possible. What was your idea of success before you got recorded? And what was your idea of success after the fame and accolades came?
To be honest, man, growing up as a kid, I didn't really have much. Like, my parents weren't well off, or like, so I didn't really have many things going. So whatever I got, I was very appreciative of it because I never really had anything. But like, I never thought about getting a record deal and doing all these things. I just thought about, you know what, I'm going to do this today and see what happens. And I pushed and I pushed and I pushed until it happened. And I feel like I feel more like I accomplished something because I did it on my own. You know, someone didn't hand me a record deal because they just wanted to hand me a record deal. They handed me a record deal because I had put all the work in prior to that to deserve that record deal. Like, does that make sense? Get what I'm saying?
Of course,
like So the record label that signed me, I had a meeting with them when I was in Germany, and they had Masari and Belly, and they respectfully said, you know what, we can't do it. We would love to, but we can't do it. And then eventually I came home from Germany and I put out Curious on my own. And then it got so big to the point where they contacted me and said, hey, you know what, let's do this. Because they saw how much I was hungry enough to go and get him on myself, that with or without them, I was going to do it either way.
That makes sense.
Because that's what it was. It's like, if you're not going to help me, I'm still going to go ahead and try to do it anyways. So.
And why do you think?
Like the die mentality, this one mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why do you think that people always give credit to the record label as opposed to the artist? Like you said in that story, that you're the one who put out the work, you're the one who pushed out the single Curious, but when it takes off and once the public sees it, the record label gets the recognitions and accolades instead of the artist putting in that work. Why do you think that happens?
Well, because at the end of the day, the record label's paying for everything. So they're the one putting their money towards the recording and the videos and the radio and the promotions and the marketing and all that stuff. And so, I mean, I guess they deserve that credit too, not just the artist. I mean, I'm the guy that's doing everything too, but at the same time, without them, there wouldn't be. I mean, that's not true because people are getting famous and making money without record labels these days. But at that time, it's like you needed that or else you wouldn't have that. Like, if I didn't have a record label, I probably wouldn't have gone as far as I did if I was just an independent artist at that time. Because it was like 2008 or 2009 is when I got my deal. And if I would have done all those things, I wouldn't have had the Much Music Awards. I wouldn't have had the videos to go because I didn't have the money to do that. So I feel like they deserve some recognition as well.
No, that makes sense. Obviously, like you said, that was an era. And it's kind of like the last of that time when obviously you need that big machine, you need that corporate factor, you need the record label to really carry you into the mainstream. As opposed to now, anyone could just use SoundCloud, TikTok, and
anybody can go on. You can go on DistroKid, or you can go on TuneCore and put a song out and put it on iTunes, just like that.
But I think the music back then, like when I was in high school, for me at least, I can speak for myself that the quality of music was a lot better because you could tell.
Oh yeah, way better. Bro,
time.
Can I swear on this? Thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Bro, the music that's out right now is fucking trash, bro. Like, I listen to the radio. Like, I don't even listen to the radio anymore. Like, I listen to I just think to myself, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how are these people getting famous? How are these people making money from this fucking trash? I don't understand. And it makes me angry because back in the day, you couldn't get a platinum album without selling fucking physical albums. Like, people were buying CDs, people were buying fucking things. Now you just go on fucking Spotify or iTunes and you pay for the prescription, and then you have all the fucking songs. It wasn't like that when I was doing my shit. You know, so it was a lot harder to get a platinum or a gold record when you have people having to buy them, going to the store and buying that shit. Like, you don't have to do that anymore.
Also, to your point, there's no social media either. Like, social media is a huge factor as to why celebrities.
Instagram came out in 2013. If there was Instagram when I came out, I'd have millions of followers.
Yeah,
I can guarantee it. But it came out in 2013, and that's when I kind of like stopped. My following is still pretty big, but I'm saying, like, if I would have had it at the time where I had just come out, it would have been a way different story.
Well, to be honest, even I remember I went to like this Florida back in 2008, and I remember this is like around the private dancer era. And I remember like when I went and someone said, "Oh, you're from Toronto?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, there was a fan of yours in like Florida. They said, "Oh, I listen to Danny Fernandes." I'm like, "Yeah, he's sick." And at that point, like, I remember I had that song on replay, and I remember at that moment is like, because to me Toronto was obviously you, your brother, like Masari and like Carl Wolf. And I think at that moment is like, even though Drake was still, because a lot of people think Drake opened the floodgates, but I think it's you and your brother opened the floodgates, and then Drake came. Yes, he gave a different name to the city, but I think a lot of people should go back and say it was really you and your brother who like gave a name to the city.
Yeah.
And
well, Drake used to come fucking hang out on my video shoots, bro. Like, before he was Drake, like he was at the fantasy video shoot, came to hang out and chill. Like, that's one guy who I respect because no matter where he is or where, if he sees me, he'll go out of his way to say what's up. I think because he feels the same way. Like, you know what? He's a cool guy, bro. I think he's very talented, and I look up to him. But I'm saying, like, he's always one of those people that if I was on the street and he saw me, he'd come and say what's up.
That's dope.
Even now.
That's dope. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
That's dope. That's actually amazing. Exactly. Yeah. Give back to the guys who like led the way for you.
Even back then, when you was like, when you used to see him, did you have the idea, or you think he had the potential to be as big as he is now?
I already knew he was going to be that big. He just had, like, there's something, like, when you see a person, you just know, okay, that guy's going to be a superstar, or he's already a star. Like, they just have this persona about them that just makes you feel like, okay, like he's gonna win this shit. He's gonna take the shit over, and there's nobody like him. Yeah, same thing with Abel. The same thing. The same thing with Abel. Bro, I met that guy way back in the day when he was recording House of Balloons. And I was listening to his music, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, it was just like, it was good, but I just didn't understand it. But I knew deep down that he was going to be the biggest fucking artist in the entire world, just because he was different.
Yeah. And
he had a fan base of a bunch of fucking weirdos, bro. And I just knew it. And then it happened, and I was just like, I fucking knew that was gonna happen. You know?
I wonder.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna add on to his point, saying that you've always mentioned that if you like, you have to be a superstar before you are a superstar. And I think that's what you choose. Like, you kind of gotta think of yourself as amazing.
Yeah, it's a mentality thing. Like, I always felt like that. Even though I wasn't, but I knew I was going to be at one point. I just didn't know how or when. And then,
why is it so important though? Like, if your advice to other artists, or everybody who's doing their own thing, why is it so important to have that mentality? Do you think?
Because, well, what's that saying? You are who you say you are, or something like that. And I believe that that's true. Like, if you think you're something, then you're that thing. You know?
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I probably believe. I always preach that. Like, in my head, I'm like, I don't allow anybody to say any shit to me. Like, it's like,
bro, you know how many people have said, so many people when I was trying to do it, they're like, why are you doing this? Like, don't do it. It's a waste of time, blah, 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 blah. If I hadn't had all those people tell me that, I probably wouldn't have done it. Because I love proving people wrong. And then when it happened, I was like, fuck you. Look what I did. But, you know? Whether it be family, whether it be friends, it was just a whole bunch of people telling me not to do it, and that makes me just want to do it even more. So that's how I am.
Far inside of you.
Yeah. So it's like, watch, one day you're gonna see I'm gonna fucking do this shit, and you guys are gonna be like, holy fuck, you did it.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I know more you feel the same way.
I don't know. It's just like
I think everyone feels that way, kind
yeah.
of.
I don't know.
It's
Some
like
people are just gonna deny
it's a
it,
normal
yeah.
way to feel.
Yeah.
Like it's not anything like out of the ordinary for someone to feel that way.
I wonder. The thing I want to ask you originally is the fact that everyone knows who your brother is, obviously, and he's a legend within itself, and he also paved the pathway as well. And then you came in and you did your thing. When it comes to like siblings in the music industry, the classic example is obviously Michael, and you have Janet. Like for Janet to come right after Michael and do what she did, it's kind of rare. When you started making music and you started being in the industry, how supportive was your brother? And did you hear a lot of noise from people saying like, "Oh, you're not going to be as successful"? Or
bro, if you go watch the podcast that my brother did with Money Buys Happiness, he states on that podcast that he had nothing to do with my project. He didn't want anything to do with it, and that's okay. It was like a tough love thing. Like I went to him, I'm like, "Yo, listen, I want to do this." He's like, He's like, "It's not going to be through me." I was like, "All right." That was like another example for someone telling me not to do something and then just do it anyway.
Yeah, I saw your episode with that Money Buys Happen, but I never got to see your brother's episode.
Yeah, he did one too.
I have a question for you. In my opinion, I think music is another form of news because a lot of the times on the media, there's a lot of bullshit and like people like spread lies. So do you feel like for artists, they should have a freedom of expression? They shouldn't be like getting hate from how they express certain terms, like whatever.
To be honest, bro, people are gonna have their opinions, and that's just the way life is. I just choose to block it out and ignore it. I mean, not everyone's going to like me. That's okay. I don't do this for everyone to like me. I do it because this is what I like to do. And whether you like to listen to it, you listen to it. If you don't. Yeah. I'm not going to let it fucking stop me from doing what I'm doing just because someone decides that they have. Anybody that has hatred for someone that they don't know is unhappy with their own lives and has nothing fucking better to do. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. If you're going to hate on somebody that you don't know, someone that is doing... No one likes to see anybody doing better than them. And that's sad, but it's a true fucking fact. Especially someone that grew up... Like, it's someone that grew up in your neighborhood, like friends that I went to school with, and like people like that. You're going to talk shit, bro. What are you doing now? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't faze me, bro, because I know what Bro, for my age, I've accomplished, and I have so many goals that I have reached for being 37 years old, bro. And what I've done in 37 years, people will never do in their life. You know, so I sit there and I take it like, okay, fuck, I don't give a shit. Say whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And like the fact you just said that, like it seems as if, yeah, like you said, you've done so many things. You met so many artists, past, present, and future artists. You've traveled to so many different countries. You've stayed at different hotels. You've done video shoots. Like you've met so many things that obviously the average human being won't be exposed to. Does it annoy you? Does it bother you if people that you've seen from back then and now like say hurtful things about you now, or are you not?
No, bro. To be honest, bro, I'm not perfect, and I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life that wasn't something that I would honestly do if it wasn't for what I went through. Because what I went through, bro, it turned you into something that you're not, and like I can't go back and change it. But what I can do is work on myself and that's about it, bro. I can't go back and change the past, but I can change the future. You know?
Speaking of music, with all the artists you collaborated with, who do you feel is the most creative person? Like when you sit down with them, it's like you're like watching him do his element.
I'd have to say Belly, bro. He's so underrated and he doesn't get the fucking credit he deserves. He's so sick.
That's one of my favorite artists growing up. I remember when I found out he was Palestinian, because I'm also Palestinian. I was like, yeah, the way his lyrics, and I think, as you said, he was really underrated. And a lot of people give him credit now.
He's insane, bro. He's so sick.
Yeah, you're every time. By the way, I want to say this: every time you guys do a song, you guys are like magic together. They might have like banger after banger. And I feel like you guys have a great collab. And also, like a lot of people have said about Belly, where he's really like talented. Like, a lot of people don't give his credit.
Yeah, he's very talented fucking guy, bro. And he's cool as shit too. He's like the most humble human being you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like. There's one guy. I'm not sure how true this is, but some security guard at Nike, because he lived in like Oakville, and he's like he grew up his Belly and his older brother. I'm not sure how true this is, but I guess people say bear shit just to sound like cool. but he was talking about his story and how like I had no idea that he was making music since the 90s. I only found out about him in like mid 2000s, and he was talking about how much he's actually went through and struggled. So I guess and it surprised me because like a lot of people give him they know a belly freak now because of The Weeknd, but like, I personally look back in the mid 2000s around like 08, 05 and how much he wasn't being liked. I remember one time talking to one of my boys and he's like, "Belly shit." I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
Yeah.
We're definitely not the same guy.
Yeah. It's all good, bro. People, like I said, people have their own opinions. Let them.
Yeah, but sometimes people are just subjective and it pisses me off. In my head, I'm like, give credit where it's due.
Yeah, exactly. Or don't give anything. Just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. When it comes to performing, I wonder, like, because obviously being on stage is totally different from recording a song in the studio, right? How much do you love performing? How much do you love engaging with the audience? How much do you love dancing on stage? How much do you love that energy? What does performance do for you as an artist throughout the years?
It makes me feel like I've been acknowledged. Like getting on stage and people are screaming and singing your songs, bro, like that means something to me. It's like there's people out there who like me. Not that I'm doing this for people to like me, but I'm just saying it makes me feel good to know that like when I'm not on this stage, they're going home, they're still listening to my music and they're learning the words and they're you know, and it feels good, bro. I can't say it. Like it would feel good to anybody, to be honest. It's a feeling that I can't explain, to be honest. I don't know how to explain it to you. Unless you've lived it or you've been through it, you know, and you know how it feels.
What's your relationship with the fans? Like I know more you just mentioned about like
bro, I get so many messages on Instagram and shit like that, and I try to be as present as I can be.
Yeah.
But I also don't like to be on that shit too much. It's like I get lost in it. Like bro, when I first got TikTok, bro, I was just sitting on that fucking shit for like 5 hours, and then I look at the time, I'm like, I've been sitting on this thing looking at this shit for 5 hours. I don't even know what I just looked at. Just flipping and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It just kills time. It's like a waste.
Honestly, I feel the same way. Even during the pandemic.
It's very consuming. It's very consuming. It's very time, and it just you don't even know what time it is anymore. You're just like, oh fuck, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the morning. Shit. You know?
Even during the pandemic time, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I remember I'd be up, obviously lockdown and shit. I would be on my phone on TikTok. I look at the clock. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck am I doing? I could have done other shit. It's insane. And it pissed me off too because like I go to the gym a lot and I'm like do that time. Like I'm only on TikTok, which would piss me off. Like you're so restricted to do shit.
Yeah.
What do you do to detox, I guess, from like online as well as being outside in public, seeing people? Like, what do you do to keep yourself motivated? What is like, I don't know, what activities do you do just to make yourself feel like?
I just hang out with my friends, bro. It's just normal shit, like normal people. I just try to stay as grounded as I can. I mean, I'm not shit anymore, but I still get noticed when I go out and things like that. It's just like it doesn't faze me. I just like to just stay with my friends, hang out, go bowling, do shit like that. That's what I do. Play baseball.
I wonder, like, if there's because sometimes people talk about that being a celebrity, there's a certain responsibility you have. Like, you have to always take pictures. You always have to give up to someone, whether you're eating or you're trying to have fun with your friends and stuff. Like, you can't really be a human. Did you feel as if it was annoying?
No, I wouldn't say annoying, but there's a certain line of respect that I feel like if I'm eating and you want to take a picture with me, just wait till I'm done eating. Don't interrupt me while I'm in the middle of eating my fucking meal to ask me for a picture. Because I'm going to take it anyways if you interrupt me, but I'm saying like it would be just have some consideration for me. The fact that I'm sitting down eating with my family or doing something, like just wait till I'm done. I'll give you a picture. I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me. Like that's I signed up for it, you know?
I think a lot of fans, to add on to your point, they call it celebrities asshole, but also it's like they're still human beings too. Like you still have family, you still have your personal.
Yeah,
life.
bro. I piss and shit in the same way you do. I'm not different than anybody else. I make mad mistakes, bro. I do, bro. And then that's why I'm like when I see like girls and they're like screaming and shit, I go, why are you screaming? What the fuck are you screaming for?
Yeah.
Illusion.
just chill the fuck out. I'm a regular human, just like you. I'm no different. Like there's no need for you to be fucking screaming in the middle of a mall.
What's your like? Has a fan ever, I guess, in a sense, inspired you or like made you feel some type of way of like you being grateful, like or felt some sort of gratitude?
I'm very grateful for all the fans, bro. And like some people will reach out to be like, "Oh my god, this song, like you saved my life," or like some deep shit, and I'm just like, wow, like things that I never would have thought of, but these people are telling me. It's very inspiring. It makes me feel good. Like again, like I'm being acknowledged and I'm doing something for somebody. Like music is like healing for me, bro. If I'm going through like a breakup or some shit, like I'll listen to like fucking like music is the answer to everything. Bottom line. No matter what feeling you're feeling, if you're feeling good, you listen to a party record, you get hype. You're breaking up, go through it, like listen to it, bro. It's music is the key to everything. No matter what it is, music is the answer to it. That's it, straight up. Music is the answer.
What do you feel is your favorite song you've made? Like when you look back at your catalog, what do you feel is like your favorite song? Maybe even the song hasn't come out yet, but is there a song that you go back to say this is like my best song I've ever made?
I have a song called More Than Anything that's not out yet, but it's probably one of my best songs. Other than that, it's Come Back Down.
Is that so? Like, are you planning on releasing new music soon?
Yeah.
This is a me question now. Like personally, I want to know. I've been waiting.
Yeah. I have some shit coming out. I'm just waiting for the right time to do it. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are gonna go crazy, man, because like you've inspired a lot. Like the whole generation, my generation, like younger. Like I think a lot of people are like they're gonna look once you drop that song, they're gonna be like happy and excited the fact that like you're back and like making new music.
I fucking hope so. Yeah, it's scary, bro, because it's not the same as it used to be. Like it's gonna probably be a lot harder for me to get back to where I was right now, but I mean, I'll die trying.
Can you speak on that just a little bit more as far as like being more tough? Is it because it's a new generation or you have to use social media
Not
more?
only that, just the music business has changed so much since I was out. And there's so many new artists coming from here and there and fucking your ass, like everywhere. And it's just like, to stay relevant, I'm going to just have to keep on pushing songs every month, every 2 months. There's going to have to be something coming out. So I'm preparing myself so that I have something to put out that frequently.
Yeah.
So I don't want to just put out a song and then wait another 5 months, put out another song. It can't be like that, or else it'll just be like a waste of time.
Who are you listening to right now in terms of music? Like, who do you go to?
Fuck, I don't even really listen to music, bro.
Really?
Yeah. And if I do, it's like Connor Maynard. Like, that guy's a G, bro. And like, really like artists that are not like super famous, but like still very talented.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's always good to listen to those, whether they have a platform or not, to obviously get inspiration, right? Because that's what matters the most.
Like Teddy Swims. You guys know who Teddy Swims is?
No, never heard of him.
Bro, go on YouTube when you're done this and type in Teddy Swims. He's a big fat guy, bro, but this guy is fucking so sick. And like his voice is incredible. He's just like he's like a G. Like he's sick. He's all tatted. He's like a fat guy. His voice is incredible.
I'm gonna go check this guy out. Shout out to Teddy Swims.
I want you, if there's something you can speak about, I want you to speak about the legacy of CP Records, because in my opinion, I don't think there's a more influential or bigger record label in Canada, especially in Toronto, in the past like 20 years than CP Records. Like what they did during their time was revolutionary. And the fact that you were part of that movement speaks to a lot. So can you speak about CP Records and being there during that time and the legacies kind of sparked in today's era as well?
Bro, they're hustlers, bro. They don't take no for an answer. They're like a family version of me, but more people. They never took no for an answer, bro, and they pushed and pushed and pushed, and they made shit happen. Even when you thought it was impossible for it to happen, they made it happen. And sometimes I'd be like, how the fuck did you do that? They're just like, don't worry, bro, we made it happen. I was like, yeah, you did. So I respect them on their, what's the word I'm looking for? The way they do shit is just, it's like top notch, bro. They just made everything happen.
And that label had a lot of great talent. You guys had a lot of great talent too. It was like, to me,
there's no label anymore. It's just a management company now. As
a
Sony Records or as a Universal Records. Yeah, they were a independent major record label. That's what they were.
Yeah.
This is something everyone's trying to do now.
Around those times, yeah. But also around that time, there wasn't a single miss. Like every single song that was coming out of CP Records was fire. Like you can't even say
smash.
or debate is this bad.
Yeah.
It was always like a smash. It was on radio. Like I mean, like, now with celebrities, like any like artists from Canada or from the States, it's on TikTok and really your bank. But back in the day, to get that #1 spot time on the radio, like it's CP Records. Like there's no way it was not CP Records. It was CP Records.
It's called heavy rotation.
Which
that's what it's called. If you're getting played constantly, it's called heavy rotation.
Oh, okay, I had no idea.
Yeah.
What are your views on streaming right now? Because obviously streaming changed everything. Like you said before, it used to be CDs, and kind of your era too. It's kind of the beginning of like the iTunes stores, buying singles for 99 cents, $1. But now everything is free. So what do you feel about that?
I don't even know. I mean, that's what it is. That's the way it's going to be, and it's probably going to change into something even crazier. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I don't really. They're getting paid off per stream now, so it's a lot different than what it was back then. I have no idea how it works now. I think if you do like something like fucking 50 million or 100 million streams, that's like platinum or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, they say like every 1,500 streams is like, I don't know, $1 or something, equivalent to like one sale, I guess.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
and like you have to stream the song. You have to stream the song for like longer than 30 seconds, or it doesn't count as a stream.
Yeah, but the artist doesn't even make that much money off the stream. Like you have to make a lot of fucking streams to actually like make money. Someone was saying,
like hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
To get paid.
Because I guess like the independent artists from like Toronto scene, like all the ones that we've interviewed so far, yeah, they have streams, but they're not making money off those streams. You have to be making like I guess I don't want to say Drake level, like it's like maybe a party or something.
Yeah, but Drake level. That's what you got to be. Drake level.
Drake level, yeah, it'd be Drake level to be making that kind of money. Because also the as you mentioned earlier, label's gonna take a lot of the stream because as you mentioned earlier, label does pay for all your like equipment, all that kind of stuff. They gotta make the investment back off of you.
Yeah.
Streaming, unless you're on Drake's level or like Weekend Abel's level, then I don't think you're
making shit. You ain't making anything.
Yeah, that's why I prefer the older, because even you, Mo, you're a huge, like Mo's a huge music fan, and I think going back, like when you talk about buying records, like back in the day, if someone dropped a record, you're gonna go back to Walmart or like Best Buy and buy that record because you want to support them.
Yeah.
HMV, that was a spot. HMV in high school, that was a spot. You see everything, You
were going to buy that record because that's how loyal of a fan. But now you don't have to be a loyal fan. You could be like, I'm streaming it, share on your story, and you're right.
Right on your phone. You don't even have to leave the house.
Right? Or exactly. So I just feel like I just realized back when I was younger, like legit. I remember I would always ask my parents. This is my era parents. I want to buy a CD. They're like, nah, bro, we're good.
Yeah.
I have to go on
Can
YouTube.
I have $20 to buy a CD? Yeah.
Yeah. Middle Eastern parents are cheap. They're like, nah, one that shit.
Yeah.
And
as far as your creativity, when it comes to like your videos, like the visuals, has always been sick. You always have like a story. Actually, I've always wanted to know because as a kid, regarding CP, I don't know if you know Osama, like CP Records, most of the videos was directed by a guy named RT, and he had like the apostrophe exclamation mark.
Yeah, I have a few RT videos.
Man, he was such a legend to me, and I've always wanted to like hear her story. What was it like working with him? Because I've always wondered about him since I was young, but I just never knew his story because he wasn't really out there like that.
No, he's cool as shit, bro. He's very creative. I think I did my fantasy video with him, and that was the only one I did with him. But yeah, he was really dope.
Your videos are always really unique.
Really
Even
nice.
Automatic was such a sick video, like the whole concept behind it.
Bro, there was not at that time, there was nothing like that ever. When the director told me he was going to turn me into a robot, I was like, this guy's fucking joking. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're confusing the shit out of me. He's like, don't worry, bro. He's like, I got you. I was like, okay, man. He called me in to see the first fucking clip, bro. I was like, wow, how the fuck did you even do that?
It was ahead of its time.
It was the craziest shit ever.
I'm not sure you see that video.
Yeah,
bro,
way ahead of its time, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of annoyed when I saw that video when I was young. I was like, what is going on? It didn't make any sense because it wasn't normal, right? I'm like, what is he doing? Like, it just reminded like Transformers or like, but obviously now it's the norm. But at the time, it was kind of annoying.
That video, in my opinion, around that time was I don't know, it was just ahead of its time. I think that there's no video that matched that energy, that concept, because like people were just doing generic videos, like
Yeah, no, there was nothing like that shit. There's nothing like that.
It was like 10 years in advance. You see people doing that now.
How much
Yeah.
was the
And, like-
budget for that video? Because you could tell it was really expensive as far as the budget.
I don't even think it was that expensive, bro. I don't really know how much it was. Probably like 20K.
Damn.
It looks like it was 150K.
Yeah, it looked like 150,000. Because I
I
didn't.
was gonna like, yeah.
When I was younger, initially I didn't
was
like it,
all-
but
It was all CGI and green screen, bro. There was nothing else there, and I was standing in an empty fucking warehouse with a bunch of green screen in there.
For 200K or 150K, like, I thought that was. Sorry, you said 20K. I thought that was like 200K.
no, the budget looked,
Yeah, that's
looked,
what a lot
looked
of
like it was
people
insane.
Well, how do you, like?
Yeah.
I guess with your videos, how do you like your creative process in terms of making a video? Like, what do you like? Is it your concept? Like, how do you come up with it in terms of like?
Bro, I didn't do shit, bro. The guys just wrote a treatment for the video. That's what their job was.
Yeah.
The only videos I did do were my last 3 videos that I put for my last album. I did those videos myself. Or those 4 videos. I wrote those treatments on my own.
Fun fact, in the fantasy video, there's actually the group Girlicious is actually in the video. And that threw me off when I was younger because I was like, wait, how is this is my limited thinking at the time. I'm like, how is he able to get like an American artist or a group inside the video? Like it didn't make sense at the time. Because like it was kind of segregated as far as the industry, right? It's like Canadian artists over here, American artists over here. But the fact that you got Girlicious making a cameo inside your video threw me off. And then also you had the song with Joel Santana threw me off. I'm like, no, that means a Canadian artist could be way bigger than obviously the market, right? As far as the GTA. So how did that come about?
Yeah.
Well, my first tour was with Girlicious, and then I started dating Nicole.
Really?
So then, yeah, so I dated her for like a year, and then they just did the video.
And how was it making the song with Joel Santana? Because obviously Dipset.
I didn't make it with him. He sent me this, like I paid him, and then he just sent me the verse. And then when I signed the CP, they arranged the video to happen.
How was it doing the video with it? Was he nice on set? Was he chill?
Yeah, it was super cool. I was nervous as fuck, bro, but he was super cool.
Because I remember when I saw that, I'm like, there's another big moment. Like, once again, just shattering the perceptions that obviously you have of Canadian arts and stuff. And I think that's where people don't give you recognition because, like we said from the beginning, Weeknd, Justin Bieber, Drake, obviously they're known for transcending it, but you guys built that foundation, those blocks, and they wouldn't be able to ascend without you guys, right? Do you have any stories about Justin Bieber as far as seeing him from his young, any run-ins or no?
Well, yeah, I did a show at Wonderland Summer Rush for Z103. And then it was like the first year when he had the baby song. And I was just getting ready to go and perform. And he runs up to me. He goes, "Hey, man, can I get a picture?" I'm like, "Who the fuck is this kid?" And then he said he was Justin Bieber. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, for sure, man." And then I said to him, I'm like, "Bro, you have no idea what's going to happen to you." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Bro, just wait. You're going to be the biggest thing in the world." He goes, "No way, man. No way, bro." Again, I was right. A year later, he's the biggest fucking star in the world. And I still have the picture from Wonderland.
That's insane. So you knew Drake early on, and you told Justin Bieber at Wonderland.
Yeah.
So
and
what do you?
Shawn Mendes, bro. Shawn Mendes. I used to talk to Shawn Mendes on Twitter. And then like a year later, he became fucking Shawn Mendes.
So that's a
He
gift.
used to be like, he was
Danny,
like a
you know
fan.
that's a
He was
gift,
like,
right?
"Oh, it's like I love your music," and yeah. I was like,
You know that's a
And
gift, right?
Danny, that's a
Yeah.
gift.
So
That's a
Danny.
gift you have, man. You can see shit before it happens.
So what do you think about
Yeah.
Waze then? What do you think about us? What's gonna happen to us,
Yeah, you
bro?
guys are dope. I used to see some more of your shit. Who else have you had on here? Like, who else have you had on your podcast?
Sorry.
Who else have you had on your podcast?
I'm not sure if you guys know. I'm not sure if you know a guy called. He's a comedian / TikToker. He's like a big celebrity.
What's his name?
Upcoming comedian.
What's his name?
Nima Naz.
Is that fat guy?
Yeah. Him. Yeah.
Oh, that guy's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah,
I watch his shit all the time. Yeah, he's fucking hilarious. He's the guy that met
Yeah,
Gary Vee.
He was your last guest. Yes, yeah, he's the Gary Vee impression guy.
I love Gary Vee, bro.
We also have what's his Gary Vee. Also, there's a show called Rami on like Hulu. One of the actors from that show is Gaston.
Okay.
And yeah, we've had CEOs. We've spoken to Carl Wolfskamp. We've spoken to a lot of people like people. You know, 88 Glam.
Yeah.
we spoke in 88 Glams Camp. A lot of the time we're just scheduling and also like things that are happening. There's an artist called Southie who had a song with Drake. We had him on our podcast. Yeah, we had a lot of unique people in North America. I guess from from Canada. We always go abroad. We always go to the States, Americans, and like we're talking like his camp and some athletes as well. But for us, it's like we want to talk to small, medium, and big artists because in our head, like we look at it like networking, and building and sharing unique stories.
Yeah.
And again, like there's a lot to prove still. I think that like we're just like episode 1. I know it says episode 124, but I think it's gonna be episode 123.
Either way, we're on the come up, right?
Okay.
So
Who else have you had?
we got to prove to everyone, including yourself and anyone else, that we're capable of doing the interview. And not only that we're capable, that we actually know who you are, we know the story, we can make it exciting, invigorating, and that we're here to stay. That we want to make some noise, right? So it doesn't matter who the person is. We're gonna give you the waste effect. So that's the goal.
I'm just mad at our boy because I was trying to see the Strata concert. I was so hyped. I'm like, yo, fuck. I never did that concert once. So I was like, I'm about to go see a concert. And then, shit you not, we come and it's like dead. No one's there.
Fuck.
And I think that's the thing for us. It's just like,
pretty quick.
Yeah, since we're starting out, it's like, okay, cool. We didn't think we were able to get you on so early. And the fact that we have you on, we used to watch you, we used to see you. The girls used to talk to you all the time, have their posters, and I used to be annoying. Like, that's what it is. And for us, it's like, yo, like the fact that we have a legend on, we got to let him know that we appreciate him, we're thankful, and we got to kill it. Yeah. So whether he remembers us, someone asking about a podcast, these two guys were dope. So that's what it's all about, you know? Just learning, you know? Just learning and growing in this game.
Yeah, of course, bro. You got to start somewhere, man.
I guess my last question to you will be my last question to you will be like advice you'd give to anyone. Doesn't matter if the person is a musician, a singer, podcaster, because now, you know, social media, everyone's seeing everything, right? What advice would you give to someone as far as making it? What does it take to make it? No excuses, no hold bars. It doesn't matter if you fall on your ass one day, you just decide to quit. Like, if you really want it, if you want to travel the countries you went to, if you want to meet the people you met, you want to see the success that happens overnight, work with the record label, what does it take to actually make that impact? Danny Fernandes.
I am a true believer in believing in yourself, because that's number one. If you believe in yourself, bro, you can do anything you want to do. So I'm living proof, bro. I believed that I was going to be a superstar, and I made myself a superstar. But I had to work for it. So if you want something bad enough, and you really, really, really want it that bad, you can make it happen. Bro, you know how many times I fell down, bro? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Get back up. And I fell down, get back up, fell down, get back up. I kept falling. I kept getting back up. If you strongly believe that you can do something, then you can do something. And that's it. I know it sounds like it's nothing, but it's like if you think you can do it, then you do it. Simple.
I agree with that 100%. I guess my last question to you is, like, have you ever has someone ever told you have to conform to society's norm in terms of being an artist or whatever, and you're like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do it my way. And my way is what's gonna be doing.
No, man, I do whatever the fuck I want, bro. No one's gonna tell me what to do. I do whatever I want to do. Yeah. That's it. At the end of the day, that's my life. I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. Straight up. Don't tell me what to do.
With that being said, bro, I appreciate.
No problem, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. We appreciate
no problem, bro.
For coming on. I know that we've been bugging you.
No, it's all good, bro.
No, thank you so much, bro. Because to be honest, like, we started this a few years ago, and our goal was to really make noise. But before you make noise, you got to be a student. You got to watch those who've done it, and you got to put yourself in it, right? You got to practice. And by practicing day and night, me and him, learning, not only did he start out interviewing our friends, but eventually, like, other people start noticing us. And it gets to the point where someone like yourself from afar, you actually have on. So the fact that you're here today, it's very shocking, but it was meant to happen, right? And that's why we're so thankful. And we want to let you know that, yo, man, like, you are dope. Continuing to do well. Continue to kill it. No days off. All the lessons you provided for us and the gems you've dropped, we're going to add it to ourselves. And therefore, if anyone asks about us, as far as stories, those who've done it and are still doing it, you are the reference point, bro. You are the clear reference point. So thank you so much for coming on, bro. We're really, 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 really thankful.
I got you guys, bro.
Thanks,
No problem.
bro.
You're welcome, man.
Have a good day, all right?
No problem, buddy. Take care, guys.
Peace.
You guys thought we were done? I don't think so. We still gotta wrap it up. Please follow me at Kusa300. Follow my co-host Mohammed at Mohammed.global. Make sure to follow our page at Instagram. Also, make sure to subscribe to all our platforms. We drop every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Thank you. We'll see you next week.